Welcome everyone to ESPN College Football on ESPN, presented by PlayStation 5. The Cyclones taking to the field at 2-0 in conference play, taking on 0-2 Texas Tech, trying to bounce back after a disappointment last week. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Paul Carcaterra down in the field joining us in just a minute. Matt Campbell's team has gone to 3 consecutive bowl games. There's the look at starting quarterback Brock Purdy, who made some key and timely plays last week in that victory against the Oklahoma Sooners. Campbell in his 5th year as head coach here at Iowa State, the only coach in school history to defeat every team in the conference. And his 4-0 record against Texas Tech boding well for the Cyclones heading into the game today. A very pivotal yet early conference game for both these teams. Iowa State winning the toss, deferring to the second half. Texas Tech electing they will receive the opening kick. In front of a crowd of about 18,000, the Red Raiders will start first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Bowman completing 66% of his passes on the season. 7 touchdown tosses against 4 interceptions. On first and 10, they're going to hand it off to Thompson. So Roderick Thompson on the carry gets back to the line of scrimmage. Well, there's a look at the respective numbers on Alan Bowman, completing about 68% of his passes. The deeper story with him, though, is the injury story. He completes this pass out to the 32-yard line, complete to Thompson coming out of the backfield, brought down by Kyle.
You mentioned the injuries with Alan Bowman. When he has been healthy, he has been one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12.
He slings it again. This one incomplete, batted down. And it's going to be a quick 3 and out for the Red Raiders. Bailey got, as the Red Raiders get ready to punt. They've had some issues in the punting game. They've had 2 blocked already. This one off clean by Austin McNamara, and a fair catch called back at the 23-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for quarterback Brock Purdy and the offense for the Cyclones. Purdy, 6'1" junior out of Gilbert, Arizona. Former high school player of the year in that state. Coming off one of his most clutch performances last week in that win against the Sooners. First down and 10. Keep an eye on number 28 in the backfield, Breece Hall. Allen in motion. Now he sets. Fires complete to Hutchinson. And a nice gain on first down as we take a closer look at Brock Purdy. Set so many school records already. The winningest quarterback actually in Iowa State school history. Has 6 300-yard passing games. There's a school record in passing yards, passing touchdowns as well. Second down and 6. Out in the flat, complete. And safely at the 40-yard line, a first down. Landon Akers making the catch and run.
That one you slide his receiver out to the flat and does a nice job with the completion.
And Breece Hall with his first carry of the ball game out to the 44-yard line. Breece Hall was red hot. He eviscerated that Oklahoma defense last week. Roddy, what do you like about what he does?
Well, I think he's a complete back. The first thing that you notice when you turn on the film is the patience and the explosiveness, but then comes the wiggle in the open field, the ability to make people miss in a short area, and the burst. He's fantastic.
In a big game against Texas Tech last year, 183 yards on the ground. Purdy keeps him to himself, makes a couple of nice moves, hits him with the sauce, and makes it down to the 42-yard line. Another Cyclone first down. Zach McPherson
Said it, the sauce in the open field almost got him loose.
Very elusive, hands it off this time to Breece Hall. Hall a little bit stronger this year, put on a little bit of weight. Second down and 9. Hall again between the tackles, makes it down to the 38-yard line. Bradford making the tackle on the play, number 97. Wilson, the receiver, to the top of your screen. He comes back the other way. The pass complete down to the 33-yard line. Nice catch by Xavier Hutchinson, who had that big 65-yard touchdown catch and run last week.
Looks like Iowa State.
Skates coming onto the field late for the Cyclones. Shaw in motion. They're going to pass it on fourth. Purdy looking to take off. Eludes a tackler and just enough for the first down. Run out of bounds at about the 30-yard line by Tony Bradford. Welcome everyone to Ames, Iowa. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Paul Carcaterra down to the field. Iowa State hosting Texas Tech. Iowa State 2-0 in conference play. This is their opening drive of the ball game. One of the top runners in the conference, Hall, all the way down to the 3-yard line. Breece Hall detonating and moving the chains again.
First off, check out the hole that's opened up on the right side of that offensive line by the tight ends, and then Breece Hall almost breaks the arm tackle to get into the end zone. It's a nice job up front, though, by those two tight ends on the edge of the line of scrimmage.
Hall gets the carry, a little counter. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Two tight end formation, two wides. Purdy looking into the end zone. Room service touchdown, but there's a flag down on the field as well. Kohler made the catch, pardon me, Allen made the catch, but let's see if it stands.
An eligible player downfield on the offense, number 11. Wide receiver covered the tight end. He went down and caught a forward pass. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Second and goal. Put a bunch formation to the top of your screen. Purdy keeps it, has a blocker in front of him, but well read and well played by the Red Raiders defense. Eric Monroe and Colin Schooler. Schooler, the transfer from Arizona. Breece Hall in the backfield. Purdy going to toss it, has a man in the flat, caught and brought down immediately. 4th and goal coming up. The catch made by Sainer that time, but Hunter O'Salley 4 of 4 on the season. Has a long of 35. This one coming from 20 yards out. And it's blocked and right into the arms of Texas Tech. They could take it the other way. What a calamitous turnaround. A cataclysmic turn of events. Texas Tech with the score. Wow, Zach McPherson houses it. 0-0 lead for Texas Tech just when it looked like Iowa State was about to score a touchdown. They had a 13-play, 74-yard drive. Used up about 6:16 on the clock. But the Cyclones have a chance here, and keep an eye on number 3. Kene Nwangu had a couple of big returns already this year, an 84-yarder last week in that win against Oklahoma. This time bottled up at the 32. Let's go back to Kevin Agandi in the studio.
Player then freshman or sophomore?
Yeah. Yep, James Brown at quarterback.
Yeah.
That one going into overtime. First down and 10. Hall with a nice cutback. Makes it down to the 40-yard line. Downstairs to Paul.
Mark, as good as Breece Hall's been, this is a very inexperienced offensive line for Iowa State. And now they're down a man. Joey Ramos, the starting right tackle from Arizona. He's out right now, hobbled off into the locker room. And now you have a redshirt freshman in Jake Remsburg at the right tackle position. So Young just got younger.
Yeah, I see what you did there, Paul. There were already a couple of questions about that offensive line with 2 changes going into the game today. Purdy scrambles and the pass dropped by Charlie Kohler. That doesn't happen often. He is yard line. Skates in motion. Sets to the bottom of your screen. Hall going to dance between the tackles and make it out to about the 40-yard line, 49-yard line, 44-yard line, pardon me. And they move the chains again. Breece Hall. Allen in motion now sets. Pass complete in the flat and brought down to the 48-yard line. It's Nwangu. Nwangu with that game-breaking ability. One of the fastest players on the offense. With that. Second down and 3. Akers made a nice move. Made one guy miss and down to the 33-yard line. Landon Akers moves the chains.
Iowa State using motion to beat that man.
Purdy on the quick slant, complete. Hutchinson, and another first down. That's a pass that went for a touchdown last week against Oklahoma. Pass complete. That's Daniel Jackson on the reception. Got to 3 consecutive bowl games. Breece Hall over the right side, powering in. Touchdown, Cyclones. What an answer on that drive.
Jonesy, the word you used, response, is absolutely the way I would characterize that drive. I think it was spot on. That offensive line, the ability of Brock Purdy to power him down the field, impressive is what I would say about that one.
Breece Hall with another touchdown run, his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. Connor Asali. No problem or issues on this one. Breece Hall already over 400 yards rushing on the season and his 7th rushing score of the year. Breaking tackles, putting a little bit of muscle in his hustle when we come back.
College football on ABC is presented by PlayStation 5. Play has no limits.
Well, from a thrilling win on the field last week to unadulterated jubilation inside the locker room. What a great scene for head coach Matt Campbell and his crew, his team. Last week defeating Oklahoma the first time at home in 60 years. 60 years. Sunny skies here, and Texas Tech with the football for the 2nd time.
Feels like it's been about a half hour since Texas Tech had the football.
How about that? First down and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Let's see what Bowman can get going here, get some rhythm, completes that pass out to the 13-yard ankle. He was done after that, and he had Henry Colombi come in place of him, and actually see if they can move the chains here on their 2nd drive of the ball game. Little trips right formation. He looks that way. Bowman almost intercepted by Jake Hummel. Oh, that had 6 written all over it, Roddy. Eisworth with a fair catch. Back around on the own 38. Hey, Brock Purdy has tremendous family lineage. His father, Sean, played baseball at Miami and in the minor leagues. Brother is a quarterback at Florida State. Sister Whitney, softball player at Southeastern University. Just the way of the world when it comes to the Purdy family. There's a look at Kerry and Sean. Mom and Dad in attendance, part of a nice crowd here, allowing about 17,000 fans in here at Jack Trice Stadium on an absolutely benevolent day. 3:22 to go. Hall, great footwork, bouncing outside, and makes it out to the 46-yard line. Paul, what's good?
Watching Brock Purdy on the sideline, truly a leader. When you talk to Tom Manning, he said he is authentic. He has the it factor, and that competitive spirit is exceptional. Roddy, you mentioned earlier, too, he was a high recruit. He had offers from Alabama and Texas A&M. He wanted to blaze his own trail here in Ames.
Always got to respect guys that want to do something new. The pass complete over the middle. And another first down. And Sainer with the catch as we go back to the studio. As Iowa State tries to improve to 3-0 for the first time since 2002 in conference play. On 1st and 10, Purdy complete in the flat. Good catch made by Daniel Jackson, but he was 9 rushes for 64 yards. Out of the shotgun again, Purdy over the middle, open. And down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 17. It's Xavier Hutchinson. Got that bunch formation to the bottom of the screen. Quick toss into the boundary. Hall tiptoeing inside the 15 and brought down at about the 13-yard line. That's up a 2nd down and 3. Hall again, leaping over the tackler all the way down to the 3. Reese Hall, Air Hall, got a good block from Chase Allen to lead the way.
215 pounds, it can jump over a man. How about that?
Get that vertical leap measured. I'm guessing he's about 35.
It also takes a lot of courage, too.
1st and goal, Hall again. This time stayed on the ground and brought down to the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal, and they're going to let time expire. 15 minutes in the books after a rocky start on special teams, especially the Cyclones rebounded and right now threatening to go ahead 14-7. Red Raiders up from Lubbock in Ames, Iowa, started off well. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back, everyone, to ESPN College Football on ABC, presented by PlayStation 5. Cyclones threatening inside the 5-yard line. Pretty out of the shotgun. Hands it off the Hall. Spin down right at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and goal coming up. Jefferson.
Iowa State has really liked this 3 tight end set. They've shown to go bunch with it a number of times. I would not be surprised to see it here. They've liked putting the ball in Brock Purdy's hands. You've got the 3 tight ends down here to the bottom.
Purdy looking into the end zone, flushed out of the pocket, on the move. Touchdown! Allen with the catch.
This play is made by Brock Purdy. Does not like what he sees initially. Scrambles out of the pocket, and then Chase Allen just finds a soft spot in the back of the end zone. Purdy's able to find him, and that's the composure of Brock Purdy. Tom Manning told us that he's comfortable in chaotic situations, which is important with a young offensive line, and you saw it there.
In total control the entire way. Purdy, a guy who's demanding of himself as well as his teammates. And now we take a look at today's Crunch Time, brought to you by Chief.
It's kind of like what you had to deal with.
Hey, man, I've done those $9.99 buffets on the circuit.
Illegal formation. More than 5 players in the backfield at the snap. That penalty is declined.
Iowa State with 3 down linemen. They play that 3-3-5 defense. Here's the jet sweep. A lot of east-west and now north-south. A nice run by Miles Trice, a talented true freshman. The reason why today because of an injury. They're going to run it this time, and between the tackles out to the 38-yard line, that's going to be White. 3 receivers out to the bottom of your screen. Fake handoff, slot, catch, complete, 1st down, caught by Polk. Back here on the catch, down to the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Texas Tech with their first down on this drive of the ball game.
The fact that Alan Bowman is starting to take those little throws underneath, that's encouraging for Texas Tech on this drive.
3 receivers out to the top of your screen. Bowman with plenty of time comes to his check down, and that's going to be a catch and run by Xavier White. 3rd and 4 coming up. Bowman delivers, incomplete at the 40-yard line. Vance knocked it loose from the intended receiver. Austin McNamara into punt, staying at his own 43-yard line. Eisworth standing on his own 10. You're going to watch it bounce over his head and into the end zone for the Red Raiders. It'll come back out. Well, Jack Trice Stadium named in 1997. Statue outside here put up in the honor of the first African-American player here at Iowa State. He played for the school in the early 20s in a game against Minnesota in 1923. Tried to make a tackle, was injured on the play, and trampled by a number of opponents, and was helped off the field, was allowed to ride back on the train with his teammates, subsequently admitted to the hospital where he passed away. As Purdy runs it, makes it out to the 25-yard line. Trice was not allowed to stay in the team hotel prior to the game that night in Minneapolis, so he penned a letter which was really a letter of reflection, expressing his desire to succeed in spite of the repugnant racist attitudes of the time. He realized the responsibility that he had at the time to do well for the next generation of African-American players, and it's been an inspiring and rallying point for the entire program to wear patches on their jerseys. And in the words of head coach Campbell, he said, Jack Trice is the change that we aspire to be. The pass complete out to the 35-yard line to Darren Wilson.
To play in the only stadium named after an African-American in the entire country, the things that have happened over the course of the last 6 months in this country have really resonated here in Ames.
Hand it off to Breece Hall out to the 41-yard line, and to commemorate Jack Trice, the team wearing jerseys and T-shirts emblazoned with his name. And Matt Campbell had a great point with us earlier. They've been having difficult conversations his entire tenure here during his 5 years. So when things come up, it's easy to broach those subjects. And he himself attended a Black Lives Matter march here in Ames, Iowa, that was actually organized by one of the assistant coach's daughters. Something that has been galvanizing for the team. Under 10 minutes to go. 14-7 lead for the Cyclones.
And a 3rd and long, that would be a huge stop for this Texas Tech defense.
Whistle, and looks like that's a bag, Roddy.
Half a bill.
On 3rd and long, Purdy, a flag down. The catch made on the play for the first down, but let's see if it stands. Chase Allen made the catch.
Holding. Defense, number 11.
That's going to be against Eric Monroe.
The penalty, 10 yards from the previous spot. Correction, that penalty is declined. Result is a...
Purdy going to pass again. Out of the backfield, complete. Nwangu, and pushed out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line.
Tight ends they're so versatile. You can split them out wide, you can have them in line, they block, they do it all.
I'll tell you what, you talk about doing it all, Roddy.
Prior to the snap, ball start. Offense, number 55.
That defines who they are sometimes and whether he offers or not. Wide open underneath, the pass complete to Skates. And brought down at about the 39-yard line.
And as impressive as he's been all year in this game.
Roddy, don't want to tell you now, but he's 16 of 17. You're right. 149 yards and a touchdown. 2nd down and 9. Purdy looking into the boundary, not much room, and wisely throws it away. He's in a nice rhythm here this afternoon. Completes another pass. Out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. That's Charlie Kohler, another former high school basketball player.
Brock Purdy just delivers in rhythm, a nice throw on the out. Kohler, that's easy pitch and catch. Lined up against number 11, Eric Monroe, the safety. And
Kohler's from Norman, Oklahoma, played high school basketball with your Atlanta Hawks, Trey Young.
I love Trey Young. And you learn skills in other sports that you just don't get from football. And that competitiveness, when you aren't the best player, it shows who you are as a player.
Race Hall down to the 17-yard line. We talked about Charlie Kohler playing high school basketball with Trey Young, and apparently there's video evidence right there. Visual proof. Played the 4, good rebounder. What was the second sport that you played? You didn't.
Baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, I was a baseball player. Couldn't hit the curve.
I always say tight ends are power forwards with a broken jump shot. Purdy hands it off to Hall. Bounces it back the other way. Cuts back. and finally pushed out of bounds inside the 5. They're going to spot it at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Cyclones.
Watch the patience by Breece Hall. Gets up to the line, a little jump cut, and then out the back door. Not quite the juice to turn the edge, but Breece Hall has, as good as Brock Purdy's been, we haven't heard from Breece Hall in a while, but he has been just as good, as he is now over 100 yards for the 4th game in a row.
17 rushes, 105, averaging 6.2 per carry. And threatening to score again, the Cyclones. Hall keeps those legs moving. No signal. They're going to spot it just short of the end. You heard our Paul Carcaterra say that Hall has a high football IQ. One of the leaders on offense. Hall, touchdown Cyclones. Well, the running back with a high IQ hit him with a smart bomb that time. 6 more on the board.
Goes to the jump once again. We saw it over a defender earlier. That time it goes over his offensive lineman on the ground. And this Iowa State offense has been hitting on all cylinders. They've been able to do basically whatever they've wanted against Texas Tech on defense. The only blemish, a blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown.
Roddy almost at 300 yards of total offense already here in the first half. The Cyclones serving notice to the rest of the Big 12 Conference. You got to deal with me. You got to look at us. We're a factor. Back after this. Boy, Oklahoma really needed that one as Texas on the other end of a close game this time. That pass complete out of the backfield to Sharodrick Thompson with a nice catch and run. Hey, tonight, folks, Trevor Lawrence starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC, as well as the ESPN app. That time, Xavier White brought down. All through the neighborhood where I live, they are excited about this year's edition of the Hurricanes.
They're buying it.
And think they have a good chance as White gains about 3 yards on the play. Your thoughts on tonight's game? Down in 2. Alan Bowman needs to keep that offense on the field and fires high, incomplete. At the 36-yard line, let's go down to Paul.
True leader.
Manny Diaz excited about his quarterback this year. Punt down to the 23-yard line. On the return, Eisworth is going to be brought down right around the 34. So COVID giving us a double dip. I'm okay with that on a Monday night.
Yeah, get some football all day, all afternoon at least.
Just got to roll with the punches in 2020. Purdy surveying, escapes the rush, agile with his feet, and almost made a play downfield at the 42-yard line. The pass incomplete. Well, time almost got frustrated and, did the Google search, but didn't. Wanted to play it straight. The pass at the 41-yard line incomplete.
I should have shot my shot.
Purdy underneath at the 37-yard line, pass complete. And still in bounds. That's Hutchinson. Boy, what a play by Xavier Hutchinson, who stayed on his feet to get a bunch. They got the playoff, no review. Purdy underneath again. Again, it's Hutchinson. And gets a few more yards after the catch down to the 40-yard line. Decision making by him. Nwangu in the backfield. He takes the ball, puts his hat down, and makes it to about the 36-yard line. And 1st and 10 for the Cyclones. Daniel Jackson, the true freshman, also in the ball game. Shaw split to the bottom of your screen on 1st down and 10. Purdy with time and misfires a little bit high. 2nd down and 10. Nwangu brought down right at the 35-yard line, and Paul has more on the speedy tailback.
Yeah, when you have Breece Hall, that's one thing, and then when you can counter with Kene and Nwangu, I mean, this kid is exceptional. His speed is unbelievable. Last week, you saw him juice it against Oklahoma for that huge kick return touchdown. I asked him how he got his speed. He said when he was 6 years old, he was at a cookout, and he was racing against 13-year-old cousins, and he smoked them all, and his aunt told his mom, you have to have this kid play football. His parents were from Nigeria, didn't know much about the sport, but the sport found him, and he's been unbelievable since.
Hey, when you take down your cousins and get the family belt on the cookout sprints, that's an honor. Punting from about midfield. An end-over-end punt. Is going to carry him into the end zone and come back out.
That punt, the first of the day, I think Iowa State's been really impressive, and they have to be one of the favorites in the Big 12 now.
Quick toss to the wide side of the field. Nowhere to go. That's tall. They're going to run it again. That's Townsend again, brought down by Vance.
A little surprised they weren't more aggressive in this situation. Jonesy going into half, down 14. Looks like they're content to do that. Surprised they didn't at least take a shot, try and get a play.
Well, that's the end of the first 30 minutes. Texas Tech down by just 14, and some would feel and say that they're fortunate to only be down by 14 points. Purdy's had a hot hand, 19 of 25, 187 yards passing. When we return, Kevin Nagandi, Mark Sanchez, Booker McFarland catching you up with the State Farm Halftime Report after this message and a word from our ABC stations. This is the Big 12 Conference on ESPN from Jack Trice Stadium on an absolutely beautiful mid-October day. 21-7 lead for the home crew. Iowa State leading Texas Tech, looking to improve to 3-0. And that is one of the most dangerous return men in the country right now, Kene Nwangu. And an 84-yard kickoff return to put them within striking distance last week. He's going to take it from 2 yards deep. Using that track speed, Nwangu out near the 40-yard line. He is an electric runner. You saw the key on one element when so many guys are contributing. Little receiver screen into the boundary. The pass complete to Landon Akers. Paul, what's good down there? 2nd and 12. Brees Hall sets in the backfield. Purdy, little receiver screen complete at the 34-yard line. The catch made by Joe Skates. Matt Wells' team trying to turn it around. A lot of those grad transfers we talked about earlier on the defensive side of the ball. They make a nice play here. Purdy with no one to throw it to. And they're going to get a 3 and out here. Rivera going to punt, rolls out to his left. A low line drive punt. Comes down to the 22. That's Fry. And Fry still on his feet over the 30. His forward progress going to be marked at about the 32-yard line. It'll be.
Haven't had a chance to get in any sort of rhythm.
Bowman fakes the handoff, now swings it out into the flat. Complete. That's Sherrodic Thompson. Thompson's been bottled up big time by that defense. Mike Rose making the tackle that time for Iowa State. Sets up a 2nd down and 9. This is the way it looks. Bowman looks over to the sideline, checks his wristband.
With what they saw before the check in bringing in the tight end, you have to think that they're trying to get something more favorable maybe in the run game.
See what they do here. Bowman flushed out of the pocket, completes the pass to Thompson, made a nice move and keeps those legs going, and a great sustainable effort for the first down. Mike Rose and Orion Vance finally bringing him down. Bowman, that pass a little bit high, intended for Thompson. Let's go down to Paul.
This is more favorable, he thinks, in the second half.
They elude to run it on this one, Paul, and nowhere to go. That defense staunch. Bailey making the tackle on the play on Thompson.
Yeah, and you see the see
if they choose to heat up Bowman here. It picked up the heat, and it's incomplete. In and out of the arms of the intended receiver, Travis Kuntz, the tight end. Will McDonald was trailing him. And may have knocked it loose.
See right there, number 11, Lawrence White even creeps down into this, and Texas Tech actually does a pretty decent job of picking this pressure up and giving Alan Bowman time to throw the ball. That ball just dropped over the middle, would have been well short of the first down anyway.
Yeah.
Nice job Iowa State on defense.
Boy, they almost got to that punt. Instead, McNamara airmails one down to the 17-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Osworth making the catch. Purdy coming back onto the field. Cyclones leading by 14 when we return. Mississippi, Alabama, and Clemson taking on the Miami Hurricanes at 7:30 on ABC. First down and 10 for the Cyclones, starting at their own 22-yard line. Brock Purdy 21 of 28 passing, and wide open down the seam, complete to one of those big targets, Chase Allen, with another reception and a first down.
Watch Chase Allen. He's just going to leak out. There's 8 guys down in the line of scrimmage, down near the line of scrimmage in the box. Texas Tech expecting a run. Iowa State, like they've been all day, just one step ahead.
And Purdy with another completion. This one into the boundary to Sean Shaw Jr. as he continues to spread it around with his receiving core.
What Breece Hall has done, it's really made Texas Tech react. They really seem like they've been on the back foot today.
A handoff to Hall, hitting that left side of the offensive line out to the 48-yard line. The tight end, such an integral part of this Cyclone offense. First down and 10 from the 48. Purdy with a little play action. Complete. Ball came loose. Knocked loose and scooped up by the Red Raiders. That's McPherson again on the auspicious end of another turnover by the Cyclones. Roderick Thompson in the backfield. Bowman fakes the handoff. Here's Thompson. Made a move, but nowhere to go. Pushed out of bounds inside the 40. Hands it off to Xavier White. You talk about one of the great stories of Hunter, somewhere along those lines. They saw White making great plays during practice, like that nice run there down to the 31-yard line. And
the run is the way to go unless they go to the top and have a combination.
Xavier White, oh, he got knocked. He got rocked just inside the 30-yard line, and it looks like it's going to be short. They did not make it. Akeem Young brought that smoke.
Akeem Young is right here. Watch him come downhill into the backfield and hit White in the hole. Akeem Young filling the hole.
The coaches say that Young has a chance to be one of the best ever at Iowa State. A great cover guy with good size and tackles well sideline to sideline. You saw an example right there. First and 10 coming back the other way. Purdy keeps it. Little option look, gets to the corner, and a nice run with a good burst of speed to pick up the first down. Got a good block. First and 10, and Purdy hands it off to Hall. Hall out to the 42-yard line. When you get back to Purdy, a tipping point in Purdy's career was a couple of years ago at Oklahoma State when he got his opportunity. Came in after the first series of the ball game, won the game. Iowa State was 1-3 at the time, and he really was a big part of how and why they were able to turn their season around.
He's shown the composure that we've seen today. He showed that his freshman season. Yeah. He's had that since he stepped on campus. And there's some guys that are just program changers. Brock Purdy's one of those.
Back to pass, no one to throw it to. And now buys a little time, complete. Down to the 42-yard line. A good catch by Kohler. Paul, what's good down there?
You know, you guys were mentioning Brock Purdy, and when you think about Purdy and his trajectory, he played so early at Iowa State, and during the pandemic and the quarantine, getting away from football, Matt Campbell said, was actually good for Brock Purdy because he played so much football, the attention to detail. He needs to clear his mind, and man alive, he is balling today.
Sure is, Paul, and kept the ball on that little quarterback to side play. Wasn't highly recruited until his senior year. He was offered by Kansas, Alabama, and Texas A&M, amongst other schools, but he caught a case of mononucleosis his junior year in high school and came back, in his own words, real skinny. Wasn't very strong and wasn't really recruited heavily until a prolific senior season. Back to pass here all day, trying to hit the post. Knocked loose at the last moment. Indy 25 of 33 with a touchdown today. Fakes the handoff. That pass complete down to the 32-yard line. That was Hutchinson working against DeMarcus Fields. Those are tight ends that are very agile and very good receivers. They got a fullback in the ball game. And they give it to the first guy through for the first down. That's number 21, Tyrell Brock. 200-pound freshman from Quincy, Illinois.
Tyrell Brock gets the first carry of the season for him, and it was a nice formation, a nice design.
Purdy with time, great protection, taking a shot up top into the end zone. Jump ball and incomplete. Broken up at the last moment, intended for Charlie Kohler again. Down in 10. Little motion into the boundary. They hand it off to Bryce Hall, still on his feet. Spin move all the way down to the 20-yard line, close to that first down. They're going to give him a favorable spot and move the chains. Good block by Simmons, helping to lead the way.
Jonesy, he almost got out of this thing. You see the patience, the ability to bounce off and tackle, and that spin, he almost got it. And had he gotten it, it was jets up the sideline, going to be a foot race. You see the lower body strength to absorb that hit on the thigh, bounce off, and the feet hadn't gotten tangled. Man, I would have.
Coming off that big win last night, everyone happy about the Miami Heat pulling a little closer to LeBron and the Lakers. They run it between the tackles on first down and 10. You'll see Jimmy Butler and the Heat taking on the Lakers tomorrow night. Three receivers out to the bottom of your screen. Bryce Hall in the backfield. Play clock down to 7.
You're going to have to hurry to get this off.
Purdy keeps it himself. Made a nice cut and got close to the first down. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to mark it about a yard shy. So what is great when you can keep a defense off balance with a mobile and agile quarterback. Purdy on third down.
See all those three tight ends now to the top of your screen lined up next to each other.
Kohler slips out. Touchdown, Cyclones. As I said, Kohler slips out, and they slept on him. Great call by Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator.
It makes it so difficult because you have three tight ends on the field, which signals run. You put them in a run formation, all three of them on the same side. If you're going to play man-to-man, then you have to sort out which one's leaking, whose guy is that. Nobody takes Kohler and ends up wide open in the back of the end zone.
The former high school basket player with his first touchdown catch of the season, the 11th of his career. We talked about the tight ends at the top of the show, Roddy.
We're going to see Charlie Kohler right there, and he's just going to sneak out. It looks like run. He sells it well. The ride is perfect, and then Brock Purdy with a nice touch pass over the defense, and the patience of Kohler to sell it, and then right as Purdy's ready to throw, he takes off, and he's wide open in the back of the end zone. These tight ends have been impressive. This offense has been impressive, and that guy, Brock Purdy, flex on him. You have been impressive. Well, let's take a better look at that play from the AT&T 5G Skycam, and Brock Purdy has been on top of it. You see the throw down the seam to Chase Allen. He scrambles out to his left, goes to another one of his tight ends. These tight ends have been clutch for Brock Purdy, and the chemistry between he, Chase Allen, Sainer, and Charlie Kohler as well has been impressive. That 260 yards feels a little light, but he has been efficient today, Mark.
Sure has, as Bowman completes that pass to the 30-yard line. Second down and about 5 to go. Bowman hands it off to Thompson. Nowhere to go for him.
Check out Brock Purdy on the sideline, dapping all those guys up. Dylan Sainer saying, hey, man, no, you great job, everybody. Everybody's feeling good. Jonesy, when you're in a game like this, everybody's feeling good on the sideline, so it feels good to get some of that dap from your quarterback.
That's what leadership looks like. 47 career passing touchdowns. His counterpart, Bowman, handing it off, nowhere to go for Bowman's tailback. Will McDonald making the tackle on the play on Thompson. McNamara's punt down to the 24, first down and 10 from there.
He had the divine on his side.
Purdy over the middle, complete. Wide open was Chase Allen.
Group of tight ends is the best tight end group in the country because of their versatility and the way they complement each other.
Their abilities and their skills and size almost like clones of each other. Nice run by Hall out beyond the 35, picks up the first down. You called Breece Hall maybe the best back in the conference. Still feel that way 3 quarters into it?
Absolutely. He's the best offensive player in the conference right now, the way he has played early. And I know Chuba Hubbard is fantastic, but Breece Hall, he's played at another level with an offensive line that had some questions throughout the year and still may have some.
Purdy out in space. Nice move on the reception by Daniel Jackson, the true freshman, brought down about a yard shy of the first down. That's probably going to be the final play of the third quarter. They lead by 3 touchdowns. No Hall passes today for that Texas Tech defense. Fourth quarter coming up. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. For the Cyclones. Hall out to the 48-yard line. He'll pick up about 2 on the play. They've won 3. Had been to 3 consecutive bowl games. Owns 3 or 4 Iowa State wins versus top 6 ranked opponents. He has got the players in the pipeline that he needs to sustain success here, like Bryce Hall, who runs it down to the 47-yard line. And
coaching staff, and it really shows you that what stability can do for the building of a program. Helps when you get some really good talent like this guy too.
Yeah, Hall broke a tackle down to the 32-yard line, Paul. Well, it's a way to be unique and successful at the same time. Nwangwu breaks it to the outside, high stepping down the sidelines, and finally pushed out of bounds at about the 5. Kene Nwangwu showing that speed, Roddy Jones.
Well, Clark told us earlier about the fact that he's a 10-2 100-meter guy. When you get that kind of guy in a hole and give him some space, the burst up the sideline is impressive. Nwangwu is a great changeup to Breece Hall. It's not quite thunder and lightning. It's more like slower lightning and super fast lightning.
That youngin's really into it. They fake the jet sweep. Purdy looking into the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Breece Hall, coming out of the back into the top of your screen. Purdy toss into the boundary. Hall, man, they were waiting on that. They read that. And a loss on the play. Tony Bradford Jr. They got 4 receivers out on this play. Hall in the backfield. Jackson in motion. Purdy into the end zone. Incomplete, out of bounds, and 4th down coming up. This one coming from 26 yards away. He had been a perfect 4 for 4 on the season. Gets this one up in the air and good.
One of the top defenses in the Big 12 the last 3 years since switching to this 3-3-5. They've been fantastic.
Coming back from the 2-yard line, this is Hogan. Boy, what a hit. Hogan got stopped cold by Horn.
After reviewing the play, there is no targeting on the play. First down.
Bowman still in a quarterback, down the seam, complete at the 40-yard line, and another flag on that hit. It's one of their best players. Here's the call.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 1. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. The previous play is under further review.
Prelim start at 5 with the main card at 8 on ESPN Plus, English and Spanish. To get ESPN Plus, go to ESPNplus.com or download the ESPN app. Ashim Young is disqualified because of targeting. They reviewed it and confirmed it during that last commercial break. This is Polk with the completion.
It's a big loss for them in the first half and what's going to be a massive game in the Big 12.
Bowman completes this pass in the flat. So that's a big chunk of their offense. 2nd and 6. Bowman hands it off. And nowhere to go again. That was Price. That pass incomplete at the 21-yard line, intended for John Holcomb. Xavier White in the backfield. Bowman with time, taking a shot into the end zone, and he overshoots his intended receiver. That's Izukama, and they'll take over. Iowa State will on downs. Brock Purdy still in at quarterback. Hands it off to Nwangu. Stopped up quickly by Merriweather week to week, and he felt that that route would enable them to do it a little bit more prolifically and judiciously. McPherson,
where you don't have spring practice and a usual summer, so in a lot of ways they're still finding the chemistry that you would normally have with an old defense at this point in time. So while they are better from a talent standpoint, the results just haven't been there. And today,
each Thursday, go all access with the Cowboys. Our time Oklahoma State football. If you're a Big 12 fan, you got to have it. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big12. Now on the return out to the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10.
We're going to see Henry Colombi now taking the snaps.
He was 30 of 42 last week for 244 yards in that loss against Kansas State. Wings it on his first attempt. Complete near the 1st down to
a little spark going for Texas Tech.
This is going to be Thompson on the run. Out to the 32-yard line. Quarter. Gives you a little something different. Completes the pass there to the sideline to the freshman Miles Price. Paul?
He had a backup Jordan Love, who was a 1st-round draft pick, who's backing up Aaron Rodgers now at the Packers. They love his mobility. This is his strength. When plays break down, he makes plays with his feet.
A lot of times with mobile quarterbacks, if they see a little seam after going through the first couple, they're just going to take what you give them, and you like that unless number 3 in the progression is open. It's a nice stop hitting the check down on that one.
It's his tailback, Xavier White. An 0-3 in conference play. Colombi going to take off, stays on his feet, and now brought down at the 42. Texas.
Iowa State had everybody covered, so that was smart of Colombi to run there.
Out of the shotgun again, comes underneath to his tight end Holcomb. Yeah, we've talked about Purdy and Breece Hall a lot. That defense not to be overlooked. Quick out pattern, incomplete by Columbia at the 32-yard line. Intended for Izukama.
4 guys in the box for Iowa State. Look, you've got these 4 in the box. When you got 5 offensive linemen, this is a run look all the way. Texas Tech has to be able to run the ball and get a 1st down here.
That's Thompson in the backfield. Thompson, they fake the handoff. Colombi put it on the ground. It came loose, but it looks like he got it back. Colombi. Boy, he's slinging it. That pass complete to Polk. And Polk with a nice run after the catch.
I assure you that John Haycock is going to use whatever happens on this drive, especially if Texas Tech's able to get in the end zone.
Colombi trying to spoil it. Caught, but out of bounds. Touchdown! They're getting. Boy, this one taking a while.
After reviewing the play, it was determined the receiver did not control the pass prior to his knee touching out of bounds. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass.
Henry Colombian, a quarterback for Alan Bowman, has not been shy to throw the football since coming in. And going to take another shot into the end zone. Has a man. Caught. Incomplete, though. He couldn't get his feet in bounds. As a comma in almost the identical spot in the end zone.
After reviewing the play, the receiver gained control of the ball with 1 foot down in bounds. Therefore, it is a touchdown.
White in motion. Takes the handoff and makes it into the end zone for the 2 points.
White with a 2-point score.
Here's the onside kick. Took a great bounce, but out of bounds. Not fielded by Iowa State. They'll take.
After today, the way Texas A&M moved the football does not look like it.
Tell you what, a guy looking for a signature win that really needed one. Jimbo Fisher, the $75 million coach at Matt Campbell, meanwhile, right here in Ames, Iowa, has it going. Looking at a 3-1 record should they hold on here. Brock Purdy and Breece Hall, his tailback, doing a great job on the offensive side of things. Got to give a little bit of credit to this Cyclones team when you consider the fact that it would have been easy to overlook Texas Tech a little bit. Loss of October 24th in Stillwater. That one right there.
If Iowa State's able to get past Oklahoma State, you've got at Kansas and then Baylor, Kansas State, at Texas, and that guy, Ishim Young, is not going to participate in the first half of that Oklahoma State game. A big loss for them. It's going to be up to Arnold Azuna, number 4, to fill that spot.
Under 3.5 to go, and another whistle. Take of that
Prior
rule.
to the snap, ball start. Offense, number 17.
The punishment is a little harsh, having to sit out the first half of the next game.
3rd down and 13. Purdy hands it off to Nwangu. So what would you suggest as an alternative punitive measure?
Well, I think if you're ejected for the rest of the game, that's it. That's it, and that's enough. If it happens late in the 4th quarter, then maybe we can talk about additional punishment. But again, there's no safety in the country that's going to change what they're doing, because be more vigilant, especially when you have such a big game coming after a bye, much like Miami's facing tonight, coming off a bye to face Clemson.
Yeah, great point. High point punt that will bounce into the end zone. It'll come back out 1st and 10. Boy, Brock Purdy in some pretty good company. Most career total offensive yards per play. When you look at him being with King and Lawrence, that's a pretty elite high rent neighborhood. Colombi slinging it complete out to the 37-yard line. But both agree that tonight's a big test, a different type of test. That pass complete to Thompson.
Holding. Offense.
And now it's Clemson, and from a talent standpoint, they've got the talent to make this a 4-quarter game.
Right.
And if things go their way, maybe even pull off the upset. But your neighbor too.
Yes, sir. Name drop, name drop. That pass complete out near midfield at the 47-yard line. Take a little bit medium well. 1st and 10. Columbia on the move this time. And falling down right around midfield. Even if you start thinking about conditioning and the impact in the aftermath if you can. Columbia standing in the pocket and sacked back at the 40-yard line. Peterson came in like a missile. Columbia complete to Ezekama.
Bowman's injury history earlier, the more live reps he can get, the better they are at that backup quarterback position, which may end up being an important one for him.
And always got to be ready, because Bowman, through his history, has struggled with injuries. Bankston making the tackle on that play. Short of the 1st down.
What a game for Iowa State today.
Yeah, impressive right from the open. Take away that opening blocked field goal that came back the other way for a touchdown.
But even the drive to set up that field goal was impressive. Brock Purdy was efficient the entire day, took what the defense gave him, used those fantastic tight ends. And Breece Hall obviously made his impact, was relatively quiet in the second half because he wasn't really needed. I think Iowa State has the rest of the Big 12 on notice.
Yeah.
This football team is a complete team that is going to be a serious contender to make it to the championship game and possibly even win it.
Purdy, 32 of 43, over 300 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns, and Breece Hall. That's right, Breece Hall. Remember the name, folks. 135 yards on the ground, had 139 last week in that historic win against Oklahoma. Averaged 5 yards per carry, a couple of touchdowns. The respective Matts, Campbell and Wells. The Brain Trust, and this one is cooked, glazed, and sliced. The Cyclones win it 31-15.
I think you could see the respect between those two head coaches. Matt Campbell appreciates what Matt Wells is doing at Texas Tech. He had to do it here at Iowa State. And I think Matt Wells sees what Iowa State's done and thinks we can build this thing, but it's going to take some time.